Hello and welcome to another episode of Dog Day Chess. I'll give you a moment to try to guess what this episode is about. Okay, so if you guessed knights, then you're right. Specifically, it's about knight outposts. So let me start by describing what an outpost is. An outpost is a square that's protected by a pawn and which cannot be attacked by an enemy pawn. So in this game, I'm playing white, and I've got an outpost here on f5. f5 is protected by my e pawn, and it cannot be attacked by enemy pawns. There are no black pawns on the g file or on the e file that can attack f5. Similarly, I've got an outpost also on d5 for the same reasons. Now, outposts are great places to put your minor pieces, your knight, and your bishop, because in those places, those minor pieces can't be attacked generally by the major pieces, the queen or the rooks. For example, if the rook tried to capture my knight in this outpost, then the rook itself would get lost. The pawn would capture back. Now, in this particular position, my two outposts are especially good for a lot of additional reasons. One is that they're central, so my knights in these two places will control a lot of squares. They're advanced up on the 5th rank, so they're close to the enemy king and the activity around there. They're good because they can't be exchanged. The knights can't be exchanged by other black minor pieces, so there are no more black knights on the board that can trade themselves off to get rid of my two knights. And there are no black bishops on the board that can do that either, because the only black bishop left is the dark squared bishop, and these outposts are light squares. So we'll pick up the game from this position, and I've got one of my outposts occupied by my knight, and my other one is just waiting for the other knight. And so that's where my other knight is going. I bring my knight halfway there, black makes a move, and then I slot it into the other outpost. Now this is a pretty remarkable position. I don't think I've ever had a game where I've had both of my knights in such strong outposts. So now the question is, how can I capitalize on this advantage? What can I do to make use of this good position? Well, I did do a couple of things. First of all, I won the exchange. I say the exchange in quotation marks, meaning the trading of a rook for a minor piece. So in this case, I was able to win the rook for my knight, for one of those knights. If I jump ahead a few moves, we get to this position, and I move my knight over to h6, forking the king and the rook. Okay. Now, no matter what black does, he's going to lose a rook for the knight. He's going to lose the exchange. So for example, if he moves his king out of check here, I can capture the rook and for the knight. What actually happened in the game, going back to the fork, is this rook captured my knight, and then my queen captured the rook. So thanks to the good positioning of this knight, I was able to win the exchange. And then ultimately, I was able to, thanks to the position of this knight, I was able to execute a mating combination. So let's move to that. Okay, so from here it's my move, and I bring my queen here with check. King moves over, bring my queen down with check. This square here is controlled by my well-placed knight, so the queen is safe. King has to move over, and finally checkmate. The mating square here controlled by that same knight. So I hope this little introduction to outposts was informative, and I hope that you'll try to create your own outposts in your games and then take advantage of them. And as always, thanks for watching.